Let me explain you how to get your first 100 subscribers. And actually I did a lot of research for this video in order to figure out what to say and especially what not to say. Because for channels below 100 subscribers, many of the YouTube tips don't work yet. And that also means that small creators actually can run in sort of a trap. Sometimes I see that small creators think that they do something wrong because their growth is so slow, while in reality they do everything right. But since they think that, they go to more YouTube tips videos thinking they need more tips, but suddenly they look at tips that just don't work yet for below 100 subscribers channels, and then suddenly it seems to them like it is impossible to grow. And for that it's very important for you to know how growth in the beginning looks like, so you don't fall into this trap. Actually, growth in the beginning is always very slow. You only get one subscriber every few days. It's very slow, but the speed will pick up over time. And also, in case you might worry about your first videos that you create, they don't get watched very often in the beginning because you just started out, right? But they will get watched later on. For example, look at my channel here. I sorted by my oldest videos here. That's my first video. It has 1,000 views already. I mean, of course, when I started out 4 years ago, I didn't get 1,000 views on my first video, maybe 20, 50 at most. This is all viewers from the future, so now in the past, going back to my first videos and watching them after they discovered my channel when it already grew to a certain size. So your work will not be in vain, even if those videos don't get watched right in the beginning. By the way, did you hear about view velocity before? This is actually the reason why many tips don't work for very small channels, and also what you can look at in order to see whether you are on the right track. So view velocity here in the Morningfame tool, by the way, it's shown very clearly, is the views going up in the first 72 hours, for example, after you published a video. So the first views you get after you publish a video, that can be faster, it can be slower, but it is all about how fast new videos pick up their views in the beginning. And for very small channels like yours, below 100 subs, there are of course not many views in the beginning. I remember in the beginning, when I started out, for me it was a real achievement to get 24 views in the first 24 hours. So 1 view per hour, right? This was really a good video for me back then. And it just starts like this. This is basically, by the way, view velocity, those first views. These are your subscribers who usually watch your videos when you publish them. And that is basically your growth motor. And below 100 subs, this growth motor is not running yet. So your challenge here is to start that motor. So in order to start it, you need subscribers, those people who watch your new videos and create those views that new videos get on your channel. So how do you get them? Let's look at it a little bit in a reverse order. So once you have viewers watching your videos, I will shortly explain you how to get those viewers, but once you have them on your videos, well, how do you make them subscribe to your channel? Of course, you can always ask them to subscribe, and when you do, always give a reason why they should subscribe first. So in my case, I would say something like, if you want to get more tutorials for small channels, then subscribe to this channel. So give them a reason, but there are more strong ways even to get people to subscribe. I mean, you as a viewer, you probably recognized your own behavior before as well. If you watch many videos on a new channel you just discovered, well, then you are more likely to subscribe, right? So what you need to do from your creator perspective is to make people binge watch your videos. So if they discover a video on your channel, make them watch not just one, but multiple videos on your channel. That not only makes it more likely that they subscribe, but also you get more views out of the same viewer, right? They watch more videos on your channel. So what can you do to make them binge watch your videos? Always, when you create your videos, think about your other videos you already published. Of course, you can't do that for your first, let's say, 5 videos or so. But later, once you have a few videos in your archive already, when you create a new video, always think about which of your existing videos would make sense to watch next after the video you are currently creating. So when you create your new video, then, for example, in the end screen, point them to that other video you have in the archive. And not only point them towards that video, also give them a reason why they should watch that next video. And if you are interested in some examples to give them a reason to what to watch next, well, check out this video. See what I did there? I mean, I gave you a reason why you should watch this video, right? This is kind of the purpose here. You want to give people a follow-up, some extension of the existing video, something to watch next, and a reason for that. And of course, when people watch multiple videos in a row on your channel, after the third, the fourth video that they watch, they are likely to subscribe. But also, if they leave a comment, this is a real good chance for you to create a deeper bond with your viewer. So make sure to answer all comments that you get for creating this deeper bond. Of course, except for troll comments, they are best left ignored. But that all, watching more videos on your channel, commenting, getting responses from you as a creator, that all creates this bond between you and the viewer. So this is what you want to achieve, and this is why people then will subscribe. So make sure you focus on that once you have viewers on your videos. And of course, now I said we look at it in a reverse order. How do you get them to your videos in the first place? One intermediate step before we really talk about the promotional part of it is you have to create videos that people are interested in. You oftentimes hear about that aspect in terms of video ideas. What are the best video ideas? And there, it is really important to understand that on one side you have what you enjoy creating, and on the other side you have what your viewers want. And you have to find something in the middle. Because if you only create what you enjoy creating, then no one wants to watch it. And if you only create what viewers want to watch, well, then you lose your own fun creating those videos. So you have to find this balance in the middle. But what kinds of videos do you have here in the middle? How do you come up with those videos ideas? Well, the easiest thing that you can do is to look at other, usually big channels that do similar videos like you do. Of course, I understand most likely your style of creating videos is unique. You are you do your thing your own way, and that is good. That is your own superpower, because no one is like you, right? You should do that. So it is likely that the big channels are not like you probably think. But if I'm talking about similar channels, then I'm talking about other channels that have similar topics that you cover. Just the topic, speaking about certain, DIY topics, hauls, whatever, you name it, as well as the same audience that you want to attract. So if you have a big channel which does similar topics but in a completely different style, no worries about the style. What matters is that this big channel has the same viewers that you would like to have on your channel as well. Then you can consider that a similar channel to yours, and you can borrow their popular video ideas. Of course, recycling those video ideas in your own unique style. But these big channels are your template of finding out what your viewers want to watch. On those big channels, if you look at them, for example, a similar channel here is Catherine Manning. She does YouTube advice like I do. And I go to the video page and sort by most popular here. So these are the most successful videos on her channel. And I can see here how to start a YouTube channel from 0 to 1,000 subscribers and so on, These are very successful video topics on her channel. And also the reason why I created this video, as well as the follow-up, how to get to 1,000 subscribers. Currently just 100 subscribers, by the way, a very, very important milestone to get this growth engine started. It's not easy, yeah? If you achieve those first 100 subscribers, you're already achieved quite a lot, even though it might sound like not much yet, right? It is one of the toughest steps to achieve. You can do it. And if you look at these large channels, you can get an inspiration for which video topics work well. And as in particular, if you look at multiple ones, vidIQ here, for example, you start to see patterns. Here, for example, how to get your first 100 subscribers, how to get the first 1,000 subscribers, first 1,000 subscribers here, first 1,000 subscribers. You know, you see here, there is a video topic that you find on multiple channels. And on both channels in this case, they are very successful topics. If you find that across channels that have similar audiences like you want to attract to your channel, well then jackpot. You have a video topic that really people want to watch. And if you also are excited about creating that, well then you found the perfect balance here in the middle. And by the way, you might worry about getting everything perfect when you start uploading. There is a myth going around that there's some kind of channel score, and with bad videos you could screw up the success of your channel. This is actually not true at all. Just start uploading. It doesn't matter if your first videos are crappy. I mean, everyone's first videos are crappy. Don't worry about it. You can learn along the lines, get better, better and better, and YouTube won't penalize you for bad videos in the beginning. Don't worry about it. Just get started, and with the practice, you step by step, video by video, you will get better. So if you discovered those video topics from large channels that are successful, just get started with them. Doesn't matter. You will learn along the way. So finally, after we talked about how to make people subscribe who watch your videos, how to create great video topics that people are potentially interested in to watch, well, how to get those people who would be interested in watching those videos to your videos. Well, that's the promotional part. And there are two very important aspects to it. First of all, you of course already heard in other YouTube tips videos that there is YouTube SEO, how to optimize your videos so that they rank in search and this way get viewers to your videos. Well, I have to say, for below 100 subscribers channels, it is already possible to use it, but it's kinda tedious because YouTube SEO depends on your channel having a certain ranking power that you usually don't have at this point yet. Many people already start doing this, but be aware at this point in the life of your channel, it's quite tricky to get it really working already. Once you reach 100 subscribers, it will get much easier, and the more you grow, the easier it gets. So you might be inclined to already use it or use the other promotional strategy that I'm about to tell you. I just want to warn you, don't get frustrated if you think like you don't get YouTube SEO working for yourself. It's not your fault usually. It really is much more tricky if you are such a tiny channel still. But if you want to dive into that, based on those popular video ideas that I just explained you how to discover those, well, here's a tutorial that just starts based on that and explains you the YouTube SEO process for that. So the other promotional strategy with which I, by the way, bootstrapped the growth of my own channel and know from other small creators they did so too, is to use social media to get your first viewers. But you have to understand here, there are two different types of social media. The type of social media where you grow your own audience, and the other type of social media where you tap into existing audiences. So I have a chart here for you. So the one type where you gather your own people, that is Twitter, Instagram, Facebook pages, for example. And then the other type where you join existing people. So Facebook groups, Reddit. And indeed, yes, Facebook has both. Pages and groups are totally different things. Here you gather your own people, and here you tap into existing groups, existing audiences. And of course, I assume when you are just starting out creating your channel, you usually don't have an audience on other social media platforms. Of course, if you do have an audience on another social media platform, promote your videos there. This is the perfect start. It makes it so much easier for you. But I assume you don't have this yet. So you can't focus on those parts here because you would need to gather your own people on those platforms first and then send them over to your YouTube videos. Well, you would move your issue of creating an audience to another platform only. And there you have the same struggles, so to say. The other type, where you have existing people and you tap into them, Facebook groups, Reddit, this is where you can get outreach to people, promote your videos there, even though you didn't create your own audience yet. But be careful there. I have a tutorial which explains you the exact process, how you can make it work, but you have to be careful not to become someone who just link drops their videos. People don't like it, people don't watch those videos. What you need to do, the gist of it, is to become a valued member of those groups and then only post videos that you specifically created for those groups that you are members of. So this is also some work, but much less work than building your own audience first. And here is the full tutorial that explains you this whole process. All right, and all that together will grow your view velocity. Again, in Morningfame, you have a velocity tab. By the way, invite link in the description in case you want to check out the tool. There you can track how the views grow after you publish your videos. And if you reach after 72 hours, roughly 50 views, 50 views, then you can say that you started your growth engine. Sometimes you need more than 100 subscribers for that, but don't worry in that case. If you grew your channel to size that each of your videos get roughly 50 views in the first few days, then you have started your growth engine and then you are ready to apply more tips that now start working, that didn't work at the beginning. So the next step is towards growing 1,000 subscribers. And by the way, here again is the YouTube SEO tutorial and the sharing in social media tutorial that I mentioned earlier in this video. I hope that helps. Fingers crossed that you can reach 100 subs in no time. Cheers, my friends.